Alright, now that the end cap and end plate and shifter selector are done with washers and locking nuts, we can go ahead and switch over to studding the LSD cover. Right here are the studs that I bought. We'll also be using some of the original hardware. Just like this piece right here, which is a transmission skid plate. Flip it over. Clean these dowels off real quick. Use some parts cleaner. Now we can take this piece and put it to where it should be. So we pretty much have it all the way flush so far, but I know when I go ahead and put the studs and everything back in, it'll actually compress itself back down. Put these in there, just like that. As I watched my T850 disassemble video, I realized that this piece is gonna have these bolts in there. So this one right here, we'll be reusing an original OEM bolt, and this one here. So I will not be studding this one, this one, this one, and this one. But this one will get a stud. So in the end result for studs, you'll have one here, 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 and down there. These two are going to be the original OEM bolts, and then this and this will be this right here. So what I'm going to go ahead and do real quick is Loctite on all these studs and then let them chill. Pretty much that's how much the threads are going to be sticking out of these nuts. So I got my red Loctite and I got my Allen wrench, and I also have a 17mm to go ahead and snug these nuts up onto the studs. That way they can have a little bit of tension. So just like that. Just like that, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 studs with nuts nicely tightened down. Let's go ahead and lock these nuts in place so they give grip to the threads in the transmission casing. So there we go. We're almost there, you guys. We're getting there. So what I just did is I took off the nut off of this 2-nut bolt, I guess you could say. These, I'm gonna go ahead and tighten in there. Doing this because it's gonna actually help the LSD casing to fully compress itself onto the housing to where I exactly want them. So just like that. You do have a little bit of leeway while going ahead and using this red Loctite. Some of them will loosen up and you more or less just gotta double check them. I found these 2 bolts also. This one is a lot longer than the 2 that go here, but I need to use these 2 original OEM ones because I don't have studs that long, and nor could I get studs that long. So this one is the same size as that one and this one. Then you have this one, which is a lot longer. So you got 3 long ones, and I already replaced all the other ones with studs, but I'm gonna be using one of these and one of these, which is the only one. And you could notice that it has a little bit of threads right there at the top for some odd reason. but that goes into here, and that one goes into there. So I'm gonna go ahead and compress these down real quick. From there, you just want to go ahead and check to make sure your studs are seated where you want them to be, and that your nuts are nice and tight. That way, if they backed out a little bit, you still have time to put compression on them before they go ahead and harden. So everything is on there, nice and snug. Just double check your work, you guys. And there we go, nice and snug. It is gonna be a little bit of a pain to go ahead and take off this cap because you have some red Loctite seeping through because of the fact that the threads are in the casing itself. But it shouldn't be that hard, especially if you have some brake parts cleaner. I got almost all my pieces back on there. I got the shifter cable bracket. I got the skid plate that I gotta go ahead and put on, which is totally easy, just like that. And then you got the two nuts that tighten the skid plate down. It does suck that I had to reuse the original OEM bolt. At least you're not gonna be seeing those in the back of the transmission. Thing is coming together, you guys. Looking beautiful, so beautiful. Just like that, you guys. Now, if you guys are still watching this, let me know what you guys think about the transmission in the comments below. Let me know if you love it or you hate it, or if you're gonna plan on doing this in the future, because obviously I brought you a step-by-step. The only thing I did not bring you guys is the size and thread pitch of pretty much of all the studs that I did go ahead and put in the transmission. It was sort of like a hassle trying to figure it out, going in and out of my supplier's shop, but pretty much all of them are M8 by 125. It just depends on the length. When you get to the LSD differential cap, those bolts are a lot bigger, but pretty much 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 are studs, and the other ones are original OEM, so it's not that big of a deal. But the ones here and here are M8 by 125 along with the shifter selector. So hopefully that helps you guys a little bit. You know, I just gotta go ahead and do a couple more things and this should be complete. And I can go ahead and load this up and bring it to the shop.
One eternity later.
Alright, due to the fact that I'm sort of being rushed on my transmission and my engine install, I brought my transmission upstairs and put it up here. All I have left to do is go ahead and insert these last 5 studs, which are gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I will be using BBs. I just gotta grab another nut washer and another BB. The BBs are gonna go down there just like we did on the top shifter selector. All you're gonna do is drop your BB in there, just like that. And then stud it. So I'm gonna do that real quick with these 5, and then I'll get back into it. Alright, so I just finished up. This is my last one. When I go ahead and tighten these, I just do it by hand tightness pretty much. I want it touch down, and I want all of the studs compressed pretty much to the same strength of my hand to each stud sticking out of the trans. I don't want to overdo it, obviously, but just enough that you guys know it's down there. Now, some of them stick out a little bit and you can feel like the distal bottom, because this would be the distal tip. But in this case, you can only feel this one right here, which is pretty much the back of the transmission. So I know that one's all the way down. We can go ahead and take this piece, and it sticks out just enough that when we put the nut and washer on, we got a few threads sticking out, which is dope, because that's all I care about. I don't want to go ahead and have rusty studs sticking out, because don't get me wrong, I know the black oxide are gonna rust, but I'm just gonna hope and pray that they don't as bad, because of the fact that how I'm doing this, I'm doing studs all the way down to the point where only a few threads are sticking out. But we really never will know until it actually hits a rainstorm by accident, because I'm really not interested in driving this much. So that is it, you guys. Fully studded trans besides the shifter bracket. I couldn't find bolts that were brand new for this size unless I had to wait, but I can always change those out sometime in the future. So that's probably the most ugliest part of the transmission, but you really won't be able to see those. But like I said, they're really easy to go ahead and swap out. I would probably go ahead and go to Fastenal and quickly pull one out at a time and then get 2 of them. But guys, that is the end of my video. Obviously, smash that like button. If you guys are interested in donating to my Patreon, I got a link in the description below. Pretty much you can do $1 a month, $5 a month, whatever you want per month. It helps me bring more video content to you guys, more giveaways, and congratulations to the 3 winners on my giveaway video. It was a really good outcome. I really didn't expect that many people to comment. I gotta go ahead and put this on with my ACT clutch and all that, put the engine in the bay this weekend. So hopefully you guys like the video. Leave a comment, let me know if you guys plan on doing this to your transmission. It looks super dope. Again, this is a 90-degree gloss black powder coat done by Pro Finishing up in New Hampshire. Thank you, Pro Finishing. Thank you, Classic Car Glassing. And until next time, guys, be easy and stay tuned. Peace!